What is going on today, y'all? It is your boy Flex got the water once again. So today, this video I'm talking about today is pretty much my homeboy. Was about a few days ago, my homeboy texted me and he replies to one of my stories. He's like, "Say, bro, how are you so consistent?" And obviously in that moment I was like, "What do you mean?" Because I'm consistent with a lot of things, working out, DJing, a lot of things, being a hustler in general. And I didn't know what specifically he meant. But he pretty much all he did was ask everything. So I said I was gonna make this video for him to kind of motivate, and it can also motivate you as well. But I'm going to help motivate him and other people as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right. So let's start off with what's being consistent. So being consistent is pretty much you're doing the same thing or doing a certain routine over and over again to a point to where it just starts becoming like embedded in your brain to keep doing it. And when you're consistent, this does happen. Now, when I say consistent, I'm not talking like, okay, you do it for a few days or a few weeks or so. Like you literally do this like day in and day out type shit. Everybody's motivation is different. See, me, I always tell people, like, I don't want to say I was poor or anything, but I would say my parents did the best they could have done at that situation. As I got older and did more adult things and learned to like do certain things on my own, I had to learn like, okay, some of these things I can't even blame my parents for. They were just doing what they could. So I will say I wasn't rich or anything, but I did come from a relatively like poor background somewhat. But it's things like that that motivate me. It's that for me personally, what motivates me to keep doing everything I do is multiple things. But the reason why I'm such a big hustler is because, like I said, I know what it's like to live like that lifestyle, like not knowing what you're gonna eat. Like I've had times where like my mom was having hard times paying the bills and stuff. I don't want my kids to go through that. That's like one of my big things, and that's something I don't want for myself. Because as much as our community, and you know which community, you already know, we all have this fixation of generational curses. And a lot of y'all are still constantly repeating them. And I'm not going to say them about my parents, but I realize that even they are a generational curse. They're repeating the same things that our ancestors once did. And that's going to cause more and more things, or that same routine, to keep happening. So this also ties back into consistency. Because in the black community, we have this bad thing where, like I said, generational curses. And how do you think a generational curse? Think about that. That means over generations and generations and generations of black families kept doing the same thing, which eventually we just gave it a name, generational curses, which to me is very bad. And that's one reason why I say I'm big on not being poor. I refuse to have my kids go through anything I went through. And when it comes to working out, when it comes to my consistency with that stems from a lot of things. So one, I grew up relatively skinny. I was bullied for it and got roasted for it too. And then like, you got to keep in mind, like, you skinny with a big head, like, bro, people gonna roast you every day. I ain't gonna cap. I think bullying is necessary sometimes. Like, not like after you become an adult, but like when you were little, I feel like that did build me into like why I'm like so key on, like, you already know, like being big and all that shit. And also in high school, pretty much, I played football, but I felt like my size was always gonna be like my determining factor. Because imagine being like 130 pounds and you're constantly playing like dudes who are like 170, 180 and all that shit. And you gotta sit here and figure out like, how the hell I'm gonna tackle this dude if he could run me over so easily. And trust me, I've been ran over a lot, and eventually I just got tired of it and just say, you know what, let me get my ass in the gym and fucking work out. And also that can be from a lot of things, and it's not even just that too. It's like with me, one, I believe that as much as people want to be like, you shouldn't judge, people are going to judge you regardless of the situation. Because at the end of the day, like I've said in previous videos, a sexy body that's like, you could tell this dude's works out, he's athletic and all that shit, will always look better than a fat body, straight up. You can say it is, it ain't, it won't, like it does. And there's literally nothing you can do to like change my mind. I'm sorry if that may hurt your feelings. And with that, it's like another thing that motivates me was pretty much I've had this common trend in my life where pretty much it's like people tell me what I can and what I can't do. I love when people tell me I can't do something, because that makes me want to do it even more. See, you got some people who will say that but don't apply any type of like actual effort into doing that, and then you wonder why you're still in the same position you're still in. Like I said, I've said that before in the previous video too. It's just, that's real talk, that's really how it is. Because I can sit here and tell y'all, it's so many things that motivate me. If I really sat here and told y'all everything that motivates me, we would literally, I would have to make a 24-hour video, or I have to stream literally 24 hours just for y'all to understand that. And something else that stops people from being consistent with it is some of y'all care way too much about what people think. Because I'm telling you, you sitting here caring about what people think will always hold you back from being consistent. Because here's my saying when it comes to that. Not to say if long, but as long as God wakes me up every day, who am I to not be consistent about what I do? Who am I to not be motivated to do what I need to do to get done? Who am I to like not work out? Who am I to not chase money? Who am I to like put my time into something that actually benefits me? I'm not gonna sit here and like, first off, God did not die on a cross for you to sit here and worry about what people think. Everybody gonna have opinions no matter where you go in life. It's all about how you deal with it. Me, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. That's just me though. But if you over here sitting like, oh, I care about what I don't want to hurt their feelings, bro, you ain't gonna never ever succeed, bro. Straight up, you will always be in that same position. Cause I'm telling you, bro, I hear it all day. Oh damn, bro, you doing too much. Like, bro, the real thing is, people who say you're doing too much 9 times out of 10 ain't doing enough. So they want to just put their problems onto you. This is the reason why I say you shouldn't really care what people think about you, because everybody's gonna have an opinion, and no matter what point of life you're at, people are always gonna have opinions of you. And most of the time, these people not even in a good position to begin with. So why should you even care what they think? Because I'm telling you right now, I would not be in the position I am if I cared about what people think about me. Everyone's gonna say, oh, you changed, you do all this. Bro, some people in real life just can't keep up with whatever they got going. But if they see you're consistent, that should motivate them. But obviously we live in a generation where that's not gonna happen. And another thing is, bro, that a lot of y'all don't want to just accept your flaws. Like, don't get me wrong, let me even reiterate that. There's nothing wrong with knowing you have flaws, but the flaws you could change, you should try to change. Like I told you earlier, I was skinny, but I got big. I didn't always look this way, but you know what I did? I focused on the things I can control, which is like, stop worrying about your height and shit. Like, dude, I mean, I know I'm on the top, but like, I'm 6'2". Luckily, I guess I'm just one of God's favorite, because I guess height matters when it comes to men. But like, stop worrying about things you can't control, bro. That's how a lot of y'all stress yourself out, my fault. And that's when you end up, you're not being consistent with that, because you'll always think about that one flaw, but you won't focus on what you can actually control. It's like, you may want something to be a certain way, but it's not gonna be that way all the time. Like, trust me, if some of us can go back, like, bro, I wish I had the perfect smile, but obviously I can't. But as I say, it's one of them things I can't control. You can either sit there and be like, I wish I had this, or you can actually do some shit about it. That's my thing. But in all actuality, that's what kills your consistency. If you care about what other people think, that's really gonna kill it. And some of y'all, stop expecting that you gonna see results the first week or two. That's not how consistency works. Because I'm telling you right now, some of y'all let your brain defeat you before you even start. Like, you can be in the gym for 2 weeks working out straight and you like, I don't see any results. Bro, I'm sorry, it don't work like that. You got to keep going, because God ain't just gonna give you something if he knows you're not gonna be consistent with it. You think God gonna give you a nice body if you like 2 weeks, you in the fix, you're like, bro, I ain't got no results. All right, I'm gonna stop. Well, what's God got to put his work into you for? Like, oh, you don't trust in me? Like, that's how I see it. I'm very religious. But if God can already see that you're not going to be consistent, why should he put that effort into you? And I bet you never even thought about it like that, did you? It's crazy, right? But it is what it is, though. But if you complain, you're going to always stay the same, too. Stop complaining about what other people do. Stop complaining about, oh man, I don't want to get up and do this. Man, I don't want to waste my time with doing this. Bro, if you sit here and complain about working hard and stuff, bro, hey, bro, like I tell people, the top ain't meant for everybody, but somebody got to be normal. So, I mean, hey, if you want to sit down here with, like, people on this level with you, like, I'm talking, like, if I'm up here and you like, hey, man, I want to be like you, but you not putting in that work, bro, I'm sorry. It is like I said before. I will remind you that sometimes I'm better than you, but it's the best way to motivate you too. But I can be up here and you're down here, but if I see that you're actually working to actually get to where I'm at, I will help you. Some of y'all have people who are willing to help you, but it's just you refuse to open your mouth and not say anything. And I'm telling you, like, that is the best motivation ever, bro. The best motivation is also the people you hang around too. This is why I'm so big on watching you hang around, because sometimes the people around you probably ain't motivating you the way they should. Me, I always tell people, like, people don't stay around long with me because, like, they know, like, bro, you ain't finna hang around me if you ain't doing some shit. Like, you gotta be making money, doing side hustle, working out, shit, at the bare minimum working out, like, shoot. But you got some dudes that can't even do that. Like, I'm like, bro, I wake up at 4 in the morning to work out every morning. And I know some people are gonna look at that and think, bro, I think that's doing too much. And you're the reason why you're gonna be in the same position. Because if you think that's doing too much, then that means to tell me you got way too much time on your hand. Because me personally, I wake up at 4 in the morning every day, because during my day, I don't have time for that. Like, bro, and the best time to get shit done is in the morning. And you know why? Because that's a little, like I said, gives you more time during the day to do what you need to do. But you know why I'm so used to it? Because I stayed consistent. I kept motivating myself. Like, I wake up every morning, like, bro, straight up, I got a picture of a Hellcat, like, attached to a wall. So every time I wake up, like, I see it. Straight up, do some weird shit if you got to. Well, I wouldn't consider that weird, but do that shit, bro. Like, hey, people may think it's crazy, or like, hey, bro, you being weird. Like, hey, people walk in and see it, they be like, bro, like, that's kind of weird. Why would you hang a car up top? Because that's what's motivating me. I'm like, I know it's weird to you because maybe you don't want to put that same work in, and I get that. It's nothing wrong with that, but don't judge me because I actually want to work. So, in all actuality, I think this may end up being like a short video, but all actuality, bro, like, that consistency is on you. You got to find what motivates you. Not everybody is on your team. Not every person that helps you is your friend, and not every person you fight is your enemy. But your biggest enemy will always be yourself. If you're sitting here not doing what you need to do at a consistent rate, I remember what I said. Now I didn't know, oh, I'm gonna do it for 2 weeks, I don't see results, I'm done. Bro, you got to keep doing it. Well, dude, I don't even got that many subscribers, but you still see me here, still doing what I gotta do. Like I said, I just started DJing, and you think I got good at what I do by just going for 2 weeks and stopping? No, that I kept doing it over and over and over again, doing the basic shit over and over and over again. That's the best way to stay consistent, bro. So, in all actuality, bro, I hope this motivates you and keeps you in the right loop. Remember, as long as God wake you up every morning, bro, and you don't use that to your best advantage, because he's going to give you what you need, but you got to use it. You ain't going to never succeed if you don't use what he gives you, bro. So, find what motivates you, stop complaining, and do what the fuck you got to do, bro. Peace.